Now the second try. Let's see how we succeed. How we succeed now. I'm so much scared. Yeah, but yeah, hello everybody. It's the second try. Well, with Ulla-Maja. Hopefully we can do it now. So let's wait till she comes in. Well, it's not that easy to explain, really. So thanks for your patience. Well, I don't know if she can't join, then probably we would need to be alone. She sent us photos, she sent us videos, so we could talk about Vappu. I have my bottle of champagne. Actually, I can. Oh, she's joining us. She's joining us. Super, super. Ullis, do you see us? Wow, I'm so happy. Now I'm sending you a request, and then you need to just 1, 2. Ullis, yeah, you have here. Here she is. Wow, we got her. We got her. Super. Well, my cap is not seen, but it's not a problem. Well,
my cap is seen.
Yeah, my dear audience, this is Ullis. Ullis, this is my audience. I collected as much as possible those who speak English or able to speak English or able to understand to actually to celebrate Vappu. Because we are not allowed to celebrate Vappu outdoors, but we could do it indoors, right?
Yes, that's what we can do. Yeah, very good.
So I give you, that's your turn to say something about you. I told already a few words that you are my teacher, that how much I love you and how much I respect you, and that you are from Savo, and for me it means real Finn. So you can't find more Finn than those who come from Savo.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but now your words.
Okay, hyvää vappua, iloista vappua kaikille. Very happy Vappu. Here I am. You know that Vappu is actually, it's a girl's name.
Girl's name? Really?
Yeah, it's a girl. My grandfather's mother was called Vappu. Vappu Gunilla was her name.
Oh, okay.
And she also would have liked me to be Vappu Gunilla, but my parents disagreed on that. But Vappu it's an old saint, you know. So Christian saint, Valborg.
Valborg. Yeah, Valborg. This I know.
Yes, yes. So, but you know, the Finns have been celebrating this time of the year for centuries and centuries, much earlier than Christianity came to Finland. So it has been a time for welcoming the summer, and of course, it's since summer is short and very intensive here in the north, like we all know. So the Finns have been doing a lot of sacrifices and trying to make the coming season as fertile as possible. So it means that men and women have gone together. They've had some romances. And this means
that's, by the way, the most popular Ulysses stories about romance and how to attract a man.
Well, I don't know anything about it myself, but I know what has been written.
You have a very handsome husband, and actually, yeah.
He's actually in sauna right now.
In sauna? Okay,
yeah, he's taking his sauna. Yeah. That's how he's celebrating this year. And you know, Vappu has been. It is very nice time. You know that we have. 2 years ago we had a lot of snow. We had a lot of snow in Vappu. It's snowing and it's very cold. Sometimes very warm, but it's the beginning of spring, and that's why people are celebrating.
But look, I found some pictures. I was going through the archives, looking for good Vappu pictures, and what I noticed that most of the Vappu pictures are actually very well, you see that the weather is not so good.
Exactly.
Actually. Well, it's quite dark. It could be cloudy, but very rarely you find pictures with bright sunshine. Well, that's funny. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's actually quite well, the nature is taking care of all those people celebrating, because to our Vappu, it means that people are also drinking a lot. And it's not nice when you fall asleep in the snow. So it's good that people are taking care of themselves, and taking them inside at some point. When
What
the
do you
weather
think?
yeah.
Yeah, what are the most popular drinks? Actually, I tried to make Sima myself today. I made even kind of video, didn't download it yet, but I think that it's Sima and it's champagne. Is it right? Or
Yes.
something else?
Yeah, actually nowadays it's well, champagne is quite expensive, so no, ordinary people, we buy prosecco and we buy sparkling wines, and Sima, of course, for those who don't like to have the toasty in alcohol. And then tomorrow, when it's a Vappu day, the 1st of May, then the most popular drink would be vodka. So you will have a lunch or picnic lunch usually, and then you will have a toast of vodka.
Sorry. Okay. Paula, join us. Paula, I'm missing you. Paula, join us.
Oh, Paula, moi Paula.
Yeah, Paula. she's
hello,
here.
Paula.
Okay, great. Vodka. Great
yes.
topic.
Yeah, vodka is the thing that you are raising your little toast, and then you're keeping you're making a nice speech, a short one. The best one, of course, is a short one, a speech, and then you make a toast, and that's for lunch. That's for lunch.
For example, what kind of toast could be in Finnish? I mean, not in Finnish, but what kind of toast would be appropriate in Finnish environment?
Something that is supposed to be funny, and usually these toasts, they are made by men who have already had a few. So those funny things, actually, they think that they are funny. Some people don't find them too funny. Oh, you know how it is.
Yeah, but you are wearing a cap, which
Yes.
is, I don't have this cap, so I'm wearing a funny, I don't know what kind of hat it is, like, clown hat.
Clown, yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah,
very
but I was trying many times to buy this white one in the shop, but my boys say that I'm not allowed. It's illegal because I've never actually graduated from anything here in Finland, although I did, but they don't consider it as a proper version of graduation. So, yeah. But then I think that you graduated from some university.
Yes, I did. And, you get this at the end of a school year when you graduate. You have passed your matriculation examination. Then you are getting it, and that means that you are ready now for continuing your studying after college. And you go to university, or you go to your vocational school or University of Applied Sciences or whatever. And this used to be a very important sign in the early days, because they were not so
great.
Thank you. For instance, in the village where I was born, in Savonranta, that's part of Savonlinna, so there were only 2 caps on Vappu, and one of them was my mother, and one of them was a lady from our neighbor.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
almost nobody.
She was graduating in 1950. And so at that time it was quite rare. But before, at the beginning of the 20th century, women could not wear these hats. They were allowed to have this sign, lira sign, and they could have a ribbon around their head, and then they could put this golden sign on it, but no cap, because only the men were allowed to wear the cap.
By the way, I have Ullis, I have a picture like this. I don't know if you see it.
Yeah.
So women celebrating Vappu, but no one has a hat on. Yeah. So it means that it's probably the end of 19th century where they were not allowed. Okay, so they were celebrating separately and no hats on.
Exactly. Or they haven't graduated because they had to apply for special permission to be able to do the graduation. And it was 1880s when Maria Cetulin named a lady who passed. She was the first one to pass, and then gradually they could pass it. But for instance, in the university, that the headmaster of the Helsinki University was the Emperor of Russia, Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
He had decided that it's going to be an emperor. So the vice chancellor or a vice headmaster of the university sent a letter to the emperor, in this case Nicholas II, and the lady had to apply a release from her sex in order to study in the university. And that
Seriously?
yes,
Oh,
and that
I've
lasted
never known that.
until 1909. Yes.
So no sex if you study.
Yeah, I wonder how would it feel? You know, you would apply that your Imperial Highness, I am applying liberation from my sex in order to study at academic university.
Ah, horrible, horrible.
Yeah.
Look, wow. But you know, this is really funny. And I found a cap, a female cap, which is totally different from the regular one, which you have, for example.
Yes.
So it means that ladies, after all, were wearing such different types of caps, even. Ladies.
Yes, they do. And also the Swedish-speaking Finns, they are having a bit different. So they have a bit, like in your example, they are having a higher, this one.
Uh-huh.
And then they having a little bit different, the white side. And then this is very important here inside. Now I have got colors of Finland.
Finnish flag, yeah.
Yes, but then if you like, you could have colors from your own region of Finland. So, for instance, my husband, who is from Karelia, he has got black and red, and it's also very important.
Oh, okay.
And have you seen those caps with a nice...
it's like pom-pom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, today, one of our colleagues, Lena, she placed a photo on Instagram. She put on a hat of her husband, a cap of her husband, and it had this like a ribbon and then a pom-pom.
Yeah, the pom-poms, and it indicates that the student is a student of technology. And now we have Aalto University, the student of technology, also in Tampere, in Oulu. They have got traditions, and they are actually, you know, the craziest party people at this time of the year. So they are doing all kinds of carnivals and whatever. And if you are married and you're still having this thing, then you have to make a knot so that it shows that this teekkari, as they're called, so he is occupied. So you're not supposed to
really
have any romance.
Okay. Elena, if you are here, please check if your husband has this knot on this. On this.
It might be that some of them might even take it off, you see, and just open it, open the knot.
Okay, this is really some new things even for me. Although I was trying to read as much as possible about Vappu all the time, you know, getting ready for the excursion. But anyway, you know, I have some like spots. Like dark spots, which I have no idea. I had no idea before, but this cap is really something very special and very different.
Yes.
What do you think about? Yeah. What do you think about Vappu? Is it some special celebration? Do you consider it as some special celebration, or for you it's just an ordinary thing and nothing special about it?
It has been special for me, especially when I was younger. We usually go and see friends. So, and since I have very many times invited friends to our house, so I've been cooking and I'm doing the normal thing. So preparing the celebrations, and sometimes we go to the park. We go to Ullanlinna and we go to Kaivopuisto. That's the center where everything happens. So people are going to have picnics there, and that's very nice. And what I enjoy a lot is the music on Vappu. You know, it's not only for students, it's also for the labor movement. And that started at the beginning of the the end of the 19th century. It's an International Workers' Day. So what we hear a lot on the 1st of May, so tomorrow, I will be listening to radio because they're playing also lovely music from 1970s. We had a wonderful, when I was young, we had a wonderful new wave of culture that was closely related to the labor movement, young artists, singers, and especially Katju Denius, who is a composer. So I'm listening to those tunes, and then also the old tunes that are singing about men choirs mainly. They are singing about spring coming. So they are absolutely great music what we are experiencing.
Yeah, only today I've noticed that music is a big part because it was quite a lot of music on TV.
Yeah.
But also, do you know anything about vappukukka, about the flower, vappu flower? Actually,
Yes.
this is a bit mystery for me. I have no idea because nobody uses it nowadays, to my mind.
Yeah, it has been sold for charity, and they started in 1920s already. And usually, these charity campaigns they were in the benefit for children. So
Okay.
Vappukukka was something, and also the flower for Mother's Day, which is in 2 weeks' time. So they were selling these flowers, and then the collected money was then used for good purposes for those people who were in need. Usually they were families living in the countryside in poor conditions, families with lots of children.
Okay, okay. So I have well, that's really funny, but we already talked a little bit about vodka. And surely a surprise which we are going to show, and I even managed to download this video which you sent to me.
Great. Great.
So we will be talking about one special vodka which Ulla-Maja is making home herself. I don't know who is drinking actually. I don't know. I know that you are making, but are you drinking vodka as well?
It is for health only. So
only for health purposes.
When
Everybody knows.
When you feel that you need something to make you a little bit stronger, then you take a little bit of that one. But I'm sure all your audience will learn learn when they see what it's made of.
Let's see if we can watch it even.
Okay, yeah, good.
It's half. Do you hear anything? Might be the sound is not good. Do you hear, Ulla-Maja?
No, I can't hear any.
Oh, but you could.
You can see, yes.
Yeah, you could see. What is that? Half of.
Yeah,
half
that is
of,
nettles.
Jar.
That is dried nettles, and that is Finnish vodka. Yes, and nettles, you know, they are the best source of natural ingredients or natural nutrition, really, in Finnish nature or in Russian nature or wherever you can find them. And they are full of minerals, especially iron, and they're full of vitamin C and so on. And what I usually make, of course, pancakes. They are the best. My grandchildren, they love pancakes. But then I started
Never tried.
Never tried. Yeah, you should. It's really nice. And now is the best time to pick them up here in Helsinki because they are fresh and they are small. And here you see, I'm putting lots of vodka on top of dried nettles. And then I forget it on the sink for a few weeks. And then I forget it in the refrigerator for a few weeks. And then I just pour the vodka out, and it's beautifully colored. It's green. It's like very fresh olive oil. And here you see that it's only for health purposes.
Yeah,
you have managed really nicely doing this introduction.
Yeah, look. And here we see only the eye of Ulla-Maja's husband, yes. Kari, who is looking at vodka through the leaves of the home flowers, probably wondering, is it ready or not?
Exactly. Or if I'm allowing him to have a dropper, or not.
Really?
Yeah, it's really nice, and of course it's a very simple thing to do. You just take whatever's good in this herb, and you are getting it into the vodka, and then you're enjoying it in small pieces. That's what has been done for ages. So I'm just performing it myself. I also use other herbs, like I have had. I'm not sure how do you put it. It's calendula in Latin. Calendula is the orange flower. That makes it a beautiful golden color and very nice taste. And it tastes like flour, And also tried it with. It has a kind of scary name. It's called Mary's bloodroot.
That's
serious.
Yeah.
So I like to do all these tests.
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, you've sent me some other bottles, and I didn't recognize what that could be. Is it that calendula?
That is not calendula. That is sima. That is
Sima.
yeah.
Okay.
This is sima, and this sima I have made of. We call it in Finland. We say Väinönputki, which is Angelica Angelica. It looks. It's growing quite high, and at this time of the year, it's quite beautifully green. And they say that the Norwegians, because it's growing up in the north, it's best in Lapland. So they say that the Norwegians are the healthiest persons in the world because they are using the Arkangelica, and they've been using it for centuries, because that's the first source of vitamin C after the long winter. And that's how I've made this. And a bit of lemon as well, and sugar, and that's how it goes.
Okay, so when I say to my travelers that Finns are not they don't fancy strong drinks anymore, that they more about beer and more about sparkling wine, still it's not that right. So
yes.
You still drink something. Okay.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
A nice selection of all. Koskenkorva, absolutely Finnish.
Yeah,
absolutely. All the,
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
not Finnish.
I took this picture, in my kitchen, because where I had, this is like a map. You have Sweden, then you have Finland, and then you have Russia.
It's here, Russia.
It is a map.
It's a map. Oh. Yeah, actually, right. In the middle, Finland, and then to the left, Sweden, and to the right, Russia.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it's a map.
But strong drinks, yeah. Well, we don't fancy.
Here in the north, we like these kind of drinks. We don't grow wine, so that's why we are used to. And beer, of course, is another story.
Okay. Well, this year, because people are not allowed to celebrate Vappu or the 1st of May outdoors, or actually they are allowed, but they are not allowed to be to collect, in groups. I don't know if it's maximum 10, or is it 5 or 10?
9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you are 9, then it's okay. But if you're more, then you're breaking the rules.
Yes.
And this year, well, the main person of the celebrations, Haavisamanta, the fountain, which stands right in the center of Helsinki, well, will be, or is covered actually, has been covered by a fence for other people not to climb on this beauty. Actually, it's dangerous already to my mind. They are climbing on her all the time.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, right? Did you see the moment when they were placing the cap this year? Well, I missed it.
They were broadcasting it through Yle Arena channel, and they did it. It was Aalto University's turn, because all these university student guilds have turns in which year which university guild is going to having this honor. So this time it was Aalto University, and especially the students of art and design, and they had made a very nice thing. Actually, they did not. It was a virtual show, and they had taken Haavisamanta to the Senate Square, on the place where we usually are seeing Alexander II. And so they made it virtually so that Alexander II went underground and Haavisamanta popped up, and then they started the ceremony. It was very well done, really, very skillfully. And they emphasized that they had very little time in order to get this all done, but it was perfect. It was really nice. Really nice. I had the opportunity to get acquainted at the Aalto University campus in Otaniemi in Espoo a couple of weeks ago, when our colleague Helsinki Guide, the new Helsinki Guide, was doing her tests and passed absolutely greatly. And I learned a little bit more of Aalto University's it's a combination of 3 universities of technology, of industrial design, and on arts, and also then the business school. And it's a very nice cross-disciplinary way of learning. And I don't know which forces had united to create this new Harvest Amada.
Absolutely
it was
genius.
successful.
Yeah, absolutely genius.
Yeah.
At least when you look at the students who are performing, I mean, from Aalto University, you understand that they are totally new generation, like frontier of the science, and generally new generation of learners, of scientists, and general, to my mind, people as well.
Indeed.
Well, yeah, okay.
Indeed.
Well, I have this monkey as well. We have to talk about few minutes about. Then we will come to the topic of sauna, because I have advertised you already as a sauna guide. I have mentioned already that there are no other sauna guides in Finland. So beautifully making a job than you. But yeah, let's still cover this food topic of Vappu. Yeah, by the way, mine as well. Kippis. Sure. And Munkki. This is the name of what are those? Actually, pastries, but can we put it somehow in English?
Yes, it's a kind of donut that you that is fried, deep fried in the oil, and then covered, as you can see, lots and lots of sugar. And when you eat them fresh, they are absolutely great. You know, they are
only
wonderful.
Fresh.
Yes, and they are fresh. And what is good that it's not only Vappu, but you can get the best these Munkki donuts on the way when you're driving along the roads of Finland, and you can see a cafe and a few trucks that are parked there. You can guarantee that there's good coffee and good Munkki donuts there available.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely. Yes. But I have another thing. Look, I have another thing, and this is
that's tippaleipä.
Tippaleipä. Okay.
Tippaleipä.
So this is it's like chvorost in Russian. We have similar type of thing. Actually, it's without gluten. Yeah. So it's a bit different. It looks quite similar, but tastes quite differently. A bit softer than regular one. But I don't understand, where does this tradition come from? Because this is pretty weird. I mean, doesn't correlate to any with any of the other traditions of Finland. So it's pretty different.
It is very different, and as far as I know, the tradition is coming from the Finnish-Swedish traditions. So we have a lot of tradition that we are combining. So we have got a lot of traditions from Russia, from that era, and then we have a lot of Swedish traditions that we have combined. And also inside Finland, we have the cultural traditions in food, especially. You can see them; they are different. But that is tippaleipä is Swedish.
Swedish. Okay.
Swedish,
never thought that.
Yeah. Finnish, okay. Swedish. Yeah.
Finnish, Swedish. You could get it only on the 1st of May, really. I mean,
that's true.
Well, it's about like Runeberg torttu, or like the cake of Runeberg. Probably all other cakes or all other pastries you could find more or less all around the year. Might be no. This laskiaispullo or this this bun for January bun.
Yeah, and that's also coming from Sweden.
From Sweden.
From Sweden, okay. Yes. There was a King Adolf Fredrik who died actually for having too many of those. He was so happy when the Laskiainen came. So Laskiainen means that's from the Catholic Church, when you start fasting. So that's the last celebration before fasting period is starting. So he had first a huge dinner, and then he started having his I don't know how many, but it says tens, and then he just stopped eating, fell off from the chair, and was carried to his bed and passed away. That's the end of.
That's a very, very famous story.
Of the third,
Yeah. Well, there is a comment that these donuts look like just the same we had in the Soviet Union, ponchiki. Oh. Yeah, I guess so. And might be nowadays in Russia they still bake it this way, but not might be that popular as they were before when we had almost nothing, anything. Okay, yeah, donuts, all these munkki, tippaleippa, sparkling wine, sima. What else?
Well, these are for tonight, and for tonight people are usually having snacks and light things, you know, and it's very popular is the potato salad. What we're having, potato salad is some homemade. I usually make it home, and then tomorrow morning, then that's another story. That's time for good hearty lunch, and people have been drinking the previous night. So what they need is something very salty, and that is the herring, the Baltic herring, and the greasy herring as well. And that comes in different forms of dressings, you know, and very often nowadays men are specialists in creating those. And you put them nicely on the top of a rye bread, usually sourdough rye bread. Some butter and some maybe some eggs, and then some herring, and that makes a wonderful little piece, you know, for your well-being.
No, like an appetizer. Yeah,
yes.
like an appetizer, probably. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see if we missed some nice pictures. I have collected some. Oh, yeah, those are women in special university
seems to be
caps.
Esplanade.
Yeah. I will try to make it so that I will show you Haavisamanda, this beauty in the center of Helsinki, which receives the same cap, white cap, as everybody else. But also I want to see my beautiful teacher, but I don't know if I can show. Well,
yeah.
Was it a couple of years ago when?
Yeah, it was a few years back. Yeah, you remember it was in the harbor.
In the harbor, they made such kind of funny veneer.
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, kind of cardboard thing that you can then put your head on, head through there,
and pretend yourself
exactly
to be someone else.
Yeah.
Pretend yourself to be someone else.
And me and Marit is my colleague, and Marit was. We made pictures of each other, and of course we were making nice faces.
By the way, Ullis, did you get any of these uniforms when you were a student?
No, I didn't. That's a new thing. You know, I'm so old already, so we didn't do those things. No, we didn't do those things.
I guess Finland was quite poor then, so difficult to imagine that everyone would have.
I was born in 1953, so it makes me now 67 years old. So it was a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
You never look this way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's really true. I'm trying to get all the photos. Yeah. Well, usually when I'm guiding, I tell everyone that on the 1st of May, on the May Day Eve, and on the 1st of May, the following day, you could see those white caps, not just on humans, but also on the cats and on the dog.
It happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I pressed.
Did you?
And a journalist as well, and he is. I like this picture because it's two miseries. You know, the child has lost the balloon, and the father has lost the only bottle of whatever there was. So it shows the misery of Vappu for some people.
You know, I was thinking to buy a balloon, but then you know what I thought? I thought, how many balloons we buy on Vappu? Is it really wise to do that anymore? Because those balloons will be flying everywhere. They're made of plastics mainly. And then is it sustainable? I thought that, well, despite all these traditions, I still want to be a little bit ahead of the situation, and might be not buying a balloon for myself. It's like my part or my share in sustainability in this.
Yes, I agree with you. And you see, people are changing their habits quite rapidly now. I think it is a very big change for when they're making decisions what to buy. For instance, celebrating the New Year, last New Year, we didn't see so many of those rockets or those explosives anymore. People like to have, because they're loud and you're just exploding money into the air. So they're not so fashionable anymore, not even children anymore. And probably that's going to happen with the balloons as well. And something else will come, maybe more sustainable on to replace it.
Yeah, as soon as we mentioned sustainability, the mood of Finland appeared here. So Anno, I see you joining our company. Well, she's
really?
probably
Good.
the flagman of sustainability in our country. Once I need to have to interview Anno, because she really has special ideas about the world and about the nature, about sustainability generally. So
yes,
it's so much Finnish what she transfers to the world. Yes. But okay, let's talk about sauna, because your husband in sauna, probably you're going to join him. So how come you became sauna guide? Why do you like this topic so much?
You see, I am not so keen on taking sauna myself. I have to be honest, you know. Of course I do it like every Finn, twice a week or so. But I'm not an enthusiast. But I have a very deep academic interest in it, because it is so special and it is different from any other culture. And in our culture, it's the core of hospitality. So, as you know, Elena, you've been living here so long. So, if you're getting good friends with your Finnish friends, so you're going to go sauna, and that's quite natural. And no other people have this thing. And since we are 5.5 million people, and we have more than 3 million saunas, which means more than cars, it means that it's something very special. So that's why I wrote a book about it, and Haga Helia was publishing it. And when I wrote the book, then I was asked to give some lessons about it. Then I was asked to do the guiding, and then I was starting to do the guidings, and now I'm doing the guidings. And even the Lonely Planet was listing me as the sauna guide of the world. And I
know. That's why I was advertising. It's not my
it was not really my intention. And if any of you who are interested in this, the book is free of charge, available. It's in PDF form, and you can read what it is all about. And I was actually researching topics of people who are traveling and what they're looking after. They are looking, of course, recreation and something special about it. And sauna is a wonderful means of recreation. And many other nations and cultures have got something that are about similar, of bathing, of having a bath, of having a nice recreation here and there. And of course, on the globe, the northern hemisphere, it has been sauna people, but only the Finns have kept it. So I know that the Russians have the banya, the Swedish have got their vad heter det nu? Det heter bastu heter det. And of course Baltic countries, they are very I like the way the Estonians and the Latvians are doing with it. So it is a wonderful way of recreation. But so I want to introduce it.
Yeah, but what I want you to tell is not just because sauna, we know, well, talking about sauna, many guys are taking or passing by sauna and showing, for example, I take group, we are coming to Lulu, and then I say, here is the place which is absolutely, well, special for friends, blah, blah, blah. But in fact, you are doing something special if you have a private group or private people, then nobody could imagine that it's done in Finland nowadays, because and I don't know if anybody knows that it has been in Finland for already ages, this tradition or this culture of washing.
Yeah, we do the washing. Me and my colleague Lena, actually it was Lena's idea, and we created it. We really did something that is called service design. And on the surface of the service design, that was on the surface of the client, literally. So what we did, we try to, first of all, we try to be guides who are performing not any therapies, but really introducing our core of this hospitality, core of the sauna tradition. And it means that when you're taking your friends to sauna, you very often are offering to brush the back of your fellow bather there, and that's very cordial and that's nice.
So much
What we did it so that we actually in Sauna Saari there still is a bench, you know, that was made for us, and we were doing the washing, and there's nothing to do with therapy or massage or anything like that. We were washing as your mother washed you when you were a baby. And that's what we heard from our visitors and clients, and they liked it. They really liked it.
Yeah, I believe so. But is it true that Helsinki had saunas where such women, specially educated women were washing?
And there still are.
They still are.
Yes,
guys. Remember, there are such places.
Oh yeah, Kotiharju, keep that in mind now, all of you who are listening. Kotiharju sauna has got a fantastic, 2 or 3 ladies where you can get a nice treatment. Me and my sisters, we very often go there, 3 of us. So we're taking our, a bottle of wine with us, and we're going to spend a lovely time there, and we let us be washed, and sometimes we take even the peat treatment, you know, so that we are putting the peat on ourselves and taking the löyly, which is the steam, you see, and sit quietly and talk girl talk. That's what you do.
Okay, here we came to a very interesting point. Many times during my excursion, I'm asked, what are the rules of Finnish sauna? Do you think it's dry sauna or is it wet sauna? Because to my mind, for Russians, for Russian travelers, for even those who live in Russia, well, it's not that easy. Mm-hmm. It's after wine. It's not that easy to understand what is really. What are the? What are the?
You mean the etiquette?
Etiquette. Like attributes of Finnish sauna.
So there is actually no real way of behaving other than there is nothing indecent, you know. So if you're taking, usually the men and women are separately, and when you're taking yourself to sauna, you wash yourself before you're entering the hot room, and you're never staring to other people, or you're never making any notes or anything like that. And if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. Sometimes people are talking, and especially in public places, in public saunas, those ones who are talking too much, they are stared out, so they're not being answered. You're not supposed to, mingle and disturb other people who are doing. It's a very meditative experience, usually. And since we're talking about meditation, it's also, to some people, it is kind of sacred experience. So you let your fellow people in peace, and if they want to say something, they can say something, but whatever is discussed in sauna will remain in sauna. So
okay,
that's the idea.
And there is one nice proverb which Finns have, and I believe that you know how to translate it perfectly in English. If sauna, tar, or vodka,
and vina, does not
help. Well, it doesn't help to cure. Then you are dead, or something like that.
Yes. Then your illness is fatal. Then your illness is killing you. Yeah. So sauna, vina, and terva. Sauna, booze, and or liquor or tar. So, and sauna has been, of course, it has been in the old times and still. In many places, they are chimneyless huts. So it means that the temperature is reached by letting the smoke inside this hut. And then when the temperature that is required, when it's reached, then you let the toxic fumes and the smokes and such out, and then you keep it warm. and it means that it's clean. So the smoke and the heat has killed all the germs and all the bacteria, whatever there is. And that's why children were giving birth in sauna. And also there is a lot of warm water available. So all kinds of diseases were treated there. In Kalevala, in our national epic, you can find lots of songs, as they are, a collection of songs where Väinämöinen, the hero of Kalevala, is using sauna to actually save the population of Kalevala. Maybe we need sauna now when we have this crisis.
Why nobody went to sauna? No, Finns were going to sauna because they were kind of enclosed or locked down. Many were locked down just in the houses. So the only thing you could do is just going to sauna instead of 3 times a week, like 5 or 6 times a week.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, sauna is also, it is not just a spiritual thing. It is good for your muscles, for your blood pressure. It's going down immediately, and you're relaxing. The heat is relaxing your muscles. The circulation of blood and circulation of other liquids or fluids you have in your body, they are getting more normal. So you're feeling relaxed and rejuvenated, one can say.
Mm.
So that's it is a wonderful experience, really, and especially if you can combine it with these extreme experiences like jumping into cold water afterwards, or in the middle. Last time I was really enjoying my sauna was on the Christmas Eve. I had a group I was guiding in Helsinki, and then one of our colleagues, Sari Ervasti, I'm sure she's not listening, but nevertheless, she invited me to Rastila.
Sorry, you don't listen.
So Sari invited me there, and we were sitting in the sauna where it was very crowded, but nevertheless, and we went 4 times to the freezing sea, and it's really wonderful. You know, you just feel great after that.
So you do it even when it's very cold. You do it. You go from sauna to the sea or something.
And this shock that you get when the temperature, the hot temperature is, and then you're treated with a very cold water. So it gives you a shock, of course, and your body is reacting by boosting all those vitals
mechanisms.
So all kinds of hormones are coming up, and whatever you have, testosterone for men and the rest of it. So those ones, those natural drugs that you have inside you. So it's just biologically understandable.
Is it actually accompanied? I mean, is sauna actually accompanied by only such regular soft drinks or light alcoholic beverages, or vodka is allowed as well?
Not really. We always recommend only water, and really you should remember to drink water while you're taking the sauna, because you're losing lots of water while your perspiration, you're sweating there, and with it you are also losing some minerals in your body. So water only, and then after that beer is fantastic. Beer or nice juice. And then later you can have vodka. I know that President Kekkonen loved to have whiskey while taking sauna, but there are these big guys, they can do whatever they like, but us decent ladies, we don't do that.
Yeah, decent ladies. And also he performed very serious negotiations. And of course, well, these kind of drinks, they helped a little bit to communicate easier with those highly ranked, Russians or Soviets who came from to squeeze something out of him.
Absolutely, and it was Khrushchev who said that they came out, they had been having enough of whiskey or vodka or whatever, and all red in the head. And he said that Kekkonen wouldn't let us out before we reach agreement. So it's Finnish diplomacy. But the same thing was, applied with the King of Sweden, and King of Sweden was there. Prince Philip has been there from England and so on. So this Kekkonen sauna is actually a museum, and you can hire it, but it costs a lot. So it's 3,500 for a night.
Really?
So if you want to, we could actually arrange one there, Elena. We could have a sponsor.
I am always in. But,
yes, we could have a nice sponsor, we need it.
I have, because we don't have so much time left, unfortunately, some 5-10 minutes. So I would really keep 5 minutes to be sure that the video is saved nicely. I would like you to tell like few words about your vision. What is the best way to explore Helsinki, to explore Finland, to understand the real core of the culture, the real core of the character of Finns, and like not to get this kind of promotional picture of our country, but get something deeper. So what are the essentials?
I would say that now, especially after we are getting the new times are beginning. So to understand that Helsinki and Finland is suitable for those people who are interested in a deeper things like. So Finland is not for everybody. Finland is for those who are really interested.
Great to hear from a professional.
Yes,
I think the same.
So I would say that Finland is an exclusive travel product. And if you're coming to Helsinki, always choose urban and nature tours. So not only Helsinki Center. Helsinki Center is fantastic. We know that we have the Oodi. I'm so looking forward when they're opening the libraries. And we're having the fantastic architecture, layers of history and so on. They are fantastic and they are absolutely worth seeing. But then a nice stroll for the afternoon in the seaside, or maybe take a metro to the east or to the west and have a stroll there, and with a good guide. With a guide, talking and in your own language. We have wonderful Russian-speaking guides in this city. Absolutely, I know Elena. I know many because I've been teaching you guys. So they are absolutely qualified and great. And then take one of those guides and just stroll around, and you would get so much more when you have a guide with you. So much more. We can take you shopping. We can take you on the paths, and we can introduce a lot of things that the creative people have put for display, like galleries and in Finland we have everything mingled with the nature. So we are so close to the nature. If you go to Otaniemi, I'm still so fascinated about Otaniemi that you can see architecture and super top science in the world and technology in the world combined with the most primitive things. And that's what Finland is all about. So if I give a good promotion now, I would advise you to take a good guide and first go around Helsinki and then nature.
Nature. Yes, I agree. And totally agree.
Yeah.
And then just using the opportunity. We talk quite a lot about Finland when it is independent. We talk quite a lot about Finland, part of Russia. But I believe that and we talk a little bit about Finland, part of Sweden. But very rarely people talk about Finland before Sweden and before Russia and before everything. So was there something? So surely we don't have this, time for now, but I am initiating some kind of a series of lectures about, and I believe that you know quite a lot about it. And I'm so happy if we could share it with just with the Russian audience.
And you know where we could do that? We could do that at the National Museum. They have a fantastic prehistoric collection where you can see those objects that were discovered before anything was written down, and you can understand what people were really thinking at that time, what they were believing in, and so on. So it's a fantastic idea, Elena, really.
And it's a huge period. It's much longer than any Swedish power and Russian power together. Exactly. So not to mention this modern Finnish history. Yeah. So I am really so happy that we made it. I'm really so happy to, it's really, it's such an opportunity for me to spend Vappu Eve in the company of people Finns I really love. And I'm so happy that I could share my experience, my, my passion to Finnish people here. Because when I tell it just generally out of nowhere, somewhere on the excursion or in the live stream, that to my mind, it doesn't feel like real. Now, well, you saw, guys, well, these people, they are really super crazy, well, and super well, yeah. I love everyone of those I've met, and I'm so happy that well, life gave me a chance to meet you all. And here we see Paula and we see Anu, and I would be really happy to introduce everyone to my audience.
Okay, wonderful idea, Elena. Okay. Hyvää vappua.
Hyvää vappua kaikille, everybody. And thank you very much again. I will try to save video and place it
yes, please. Yes, that would be nice.
So everybody could watch it afterwards.
Exactly. Okay.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Paula.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anu.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.